Hey, Rebecca. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon, Senator.
Well, thanks so much for responding to my question on Yahoo Answers.
Well, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, it was really a thoughtful response, and since you've got two daughters, you're a little ahead of us since they're teenagers. I think I gravitated towards what you had to say, and I really appreciated it because the whole idea of how you parent and encouraging inquisitive minds and encouraging children to ask questions and to be curious and interactive, I think really does have an impact on how our overall democracy works. And so I just really was interested in what you had to say on that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your thoughts on that.
What I really liked too was the suggestions you had in terms of how to bridge what's going on in the home or in schools or in local communities with politics more broadly. And I think the idea of creating more interns in the political process, making sure that there's a civic component to what schools are teaching, and it's not just classroom history book learning, but is shaped around young people actually having active experiences. If they see a problem in their community, what can be done about it? Who's in charge? How do we, how do we reach out to those who are the decision makers and find out, how are decisions being made? I think training people to be active citizens like that is absolutely crucial.
Well, I grew up in Southern Illinois, and I had the fortune to actually grow up in a small community.
Where?
And it was very nice in Anna Jonesboro.
I've been there.
Way down south.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our community reached out because the parents in the local community, because we were so small, I just recall and I reflect back, it's been some time, but they did come to school and talk to us about elections, and we would get to volunteer at times. And I still remember, even with that, when I turned 18, everyone's talking about Democrats and Republicans and this and that in the Senate, and even though historically I took the classes and I understood the process, it was still very foreign. And I mentioned in my answer that Washington is so far away,
right? But
yet if you understand it on a local level, it's that much easier to see the big picture.
Well, you're right. The truth is that the way decisions are made in Washington isn't that different from the way a city council or a state legislature makes them. And so if people start feeling comfortable with the democratic process at the local level, then it makes Washington seem that much more accessible. And you can't have a situation in which experts and lobbyists and special interests are making all the decisions. So, I hope that your message is being taken to heart by your two daughters.
We're trying to work on that in our home. We do. We have our meetings, our family meetings, and they have their say. And at times, everybody has their basically a round table, and we're working on it. It's still, again, I'm talking about two teenage daughters, but it is a process. And something else that's going on in our community is we've just started a joint task force with parents and other community leaders, basically for a joint parent leadership team or task force where parents have somewhere to go to learn how to be more involved with their children at schools or higher education or other community agencies. So we're hoping that will also help bridge the education between the youth and parents to tie in with all the democratic processes in our community.
Well, that's great. Rebecca, thank you for sharing your answer with me, and thanks for having this conversation. I look forward to maybe sometime when we're out campaigning running into you.
I would love that.